So this week, superconductive cooling unit is consumed in half. So I wanna upgrade as many of them as possible to 10 at least. That's what I want to do. Hmm. I think I'm selling this one as far as I know. This is a pretty good one as well, actually. So dimension, defense. Let's roll this. Okay, that is pretty good actually. Critical hit damage and skill cost. That is pretty good. I'm gonna roll everything to 10, at least 10. So critical hit rate is unnecessary. Cooldown is fine. Okay, this one is good actually. So I'm gonna keep it there. Let's do this to 10. Let's see what we get. Oh, this is a really good one actually. Okay, but still critical hits cost is okay. So reduced cost. The dimension is pretty high, and critical hit damage is okay. It's not that good, but it's okay. So this is majority of a, but we have 2 damage and cost. I wonder, man, which one should we do? Which one is better? Which one is better? Kill critical hit damage, dimension, and better cost. Do I already have a cost one? I'm not sure. Yeah, I already have a cost one, don't I? Yeah, so let's just... I'm so confused. Because the damage is not that much. Let's just keep it in this one. I think this one is already... Yeah, we already have a cost and crit damage. So I would rather have... Let's do it one more time. No, this is fine. This has cooldown in it, and skill cost and crit damage. Let's see. Okay, I just have 40, so I can't do anything about that. Yeah, this I'm not going to. I'm just going to dismantle it actually. I'm just going to dismantle that.
If it's new research, I'm listening.
When this gets 400, then that's when I'm gonna actually farm this. Okay, so after this, I think Blue Beetle will be done. Just do the daily because I do want to do this. So For this build, I want like a duration as well, a duration, and I still don't have a duration one. If I get one, I'll farm that, but I don't have it yet, so that's something.
This is Hound Actual to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over. Specialized Vultus aircraft has stopped to resupply. It's defenseless. Shoot it down.
Arcane life signs detected inside a vault structure.
Elias. Deploying arcade. I am the original.
What did we get?
Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
Asimo. Yeah, who gives a shit about Asimo, dude? This one is done. This one. You get 6 super killing?
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck, Descendant.
Signs of life inside a nearby arcane receptor.
No. Something.
Extraction from operation zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Ultimate Blair. Who's a shit about Ultimate Blair? I think we can start animation from action from Albion. I just forgot about that. Yeah, we have all done Adam.
Hold on.
17 minutes, okay. I think we can do at least one or two with that. good. Ines is good. Not a single trigger for some reason, I don't know why.
Stopping their attack!
Oh, come on. The game really gonna crash right now? Such a shame. Such a shame. But you can't even enter the one that you were in, so. Such a shame. Well, we will be doing this for very long time today, so I was thinking I would look Mini Minute Man, I think. Because I think Mini Minute Man released a video about something. So I kind of want to react to that as well.
In the Andes Mountains.
So what I am going to do is we're gonna open reaction. I'm going to isolate the voice for that, and we'll do that. We'll do that then. I'm going to limit that. I have so many audios right now, it is insane. A game audio, reaction audio. There, that is. I think I want to make this a bit bigger. This looks better, doesn't it? Okay, this looks decent. So the reaction audio is going to be higher. The game audio I'm thinking is going to be a bit low, you know, minus 10 dB at least, so that you can listen to that thing. Okay, yeah, this seems nice. Let's just start with that then. Well, so by the way, this is the video by Mini Minute Man, and you really should go and check him out. He makes such good videos, dude. Whenever you are like doing something, you should like if you want to watch a video while you are eating, okay, maybe not while you are eating, but like because you kind of pay attention to it, but like when you're doing something like I'm doing right now, he makes really good content for you to just like enjoy your stuff when you do that. So yeah, I think you would really, if you really like stuff like that, I think you would really enjoy it. So yeah, so I think so check him out if you want to. His name is Minute Man. I should link the video in my chat actually, so let me just do that. There is a link for the video in chat, Twitch, and in YouTube. There is the link, so that if you want to, you can actually go and watch the video. Yep. So we're going to react to that, and we are going to do that farming in the background. So yeah, just check him out. Actually, he's really good. He's really cool. I love his content in like every sense of the way. I love it. So let's get to reacting then. By the way, this reaction is going to be about the his video is about to be there was a show I think called Ancient Aliens in History Channel. I actually used to watch it when I was a child, so I'm not gonna lie. See, listen, I didn't actually believe them even when I was a child. The only supernatural thing that I believed in was actually Dynamo. He was a magician. I think I don't know if he is still or not, because I haven't heard about him for a long time. But I didn't used to believe them. But I still thought that they were entertaining, and they actually made me a bit interested in like history and stuff. The reason why I like look into it. So I guess you can say there is some merit to them, because like they do make people interested in the subjects. But then it's on the person to actually go and look into this stuff. Like if what they're saying is actually true, or they're just like, just lying, so I think there is something good about it, but again, I'm not sure. I'm like, if you are stupid, I guess you'll just start believing it, but if you are actually a smart person, I think you can get what you want to get from this. So let's start this video. When I say let's start, it's to start. Yeah,
ooh, 19 degrees. The hell?
How is it always cold in his room? It's always fucking cold for him. I don't know how. Like, what does he even do? Why is it cold for you, bro? Like, I don't get it. Like, I get a proper heater or something.
This is balmy. It was literally like -4 outside this morning. I'm honestly kind of surprised by this.
Yeah, I guess you just get a lot of electricity bill, don't you?
Sculpture art. Whew. Ancient aliens. If there is one piece of pseudo-archaeology that most people are familiar with, it has to be Ancient Aliens. The television series and the books that it is based on has permeated so far into the modern consciousness that it is practically ubiquitous.
I hope the audio is pretty good though. Okay, the audio is maxed here, so I don't really know what else I can do. You know what? Let me do this. Let me just play the thingy, and check how much the audio is going.
It's generated spoofs, memes.
No, it's good. It's good. The audio seems good.
Spin-offs, and has become a cultural phenomena in and of itself. And most of us are here because we're probably familiar with it in some way. Whether you watched it and believed it for some time, or whether it's something that you throw on with your friends after you've all...
Not even in some times. I didn't used to believe them at all. I just knew that they were a bit entertaining because I like to see. Okay, the only reason I watch Ancient Aliens because they actually went to those places, you know. It was kind of fun watching that. So that was the only reason for me.
You know, packed a bowl. I also stumbled across it as a kid and was like, huh? And now I do pretty much that exact same thing in front of a camera. Beautiful full circle moment kind of thing. Love it or hate it, it is nothing if not entertaining. So I've been planning to make a video about Ancient Aliens for a long time, because it's kind of a gimmick. And then, a couple weeks ago, I get a text from one of my friends. And the text says, Eric Von Daniken just died. And I'm gonna be totally honest, I was devastated. I know that everything I say sounds sarcastic. I don't do intonation very well sometimes, but I promise you I am not being sarcastic. If you recognize the name but can't quite place where, it's because Eric Von Daniken is sort of the creator of Ancient Aliens. He was inspired by many before him, but he wrote the original texts that the Ancient Aliens show is based on. Books like Chariots of the Gods and many, many, many others. While I fundamentally disagree with Eric Von Daniken's theories, his loss honestly hit me kind of hard. I mean, he is partly the reason that I'm here doing what I do today, and his works are something that have sort of inspired me to go on to do this. And while I could write a whole essay about the impact that these theories have had on archaeology and, you know, the human psyche as a whole, that's not what this video is for. And so I thought together we could pay our respect to the late, great Eric Von Daniken in the only way that I know how. Watching pseudo-archaeology videos and drinking alcohol. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Milo Rossi, and today, in memory of Eric Von Daniken, we are going to come together and watch an episode of Ancient Aliens.
We take a look back through the Ancient Aliens archives to the show's very origins to examine the evidence that we...
How many times do you think they made this episode? Like, we look back into it and they just like do it like every season or something, just so they can like stretch out stuff as much as possible. Because I genuinely feel like that's something they do.
are not alone. We have never been alone.
What is the audio in the background? I can cut it.
Oh, Jesus. Another day in the office, sitting on my couch. What a time to be alive. Shockingly, it seems like I'm not the first person to think of doing a drinking game for Ancient Aliens. And there are more than a few of them, but I like this one the most because it's very simple. This is just from someone on Reddit. There are 3 rules. Drink every time someone says ancient astronaut, theorists say or believe. Take a drink every time they say, and if so. And take a drink every time the alien hair guy appears.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Because first of all, I don't have the money for it. I already spent like, like 10 pounds on like nothing yesterday. Like when I say nothing, it's more like just like, you know, fast food stuff. So I don't want to do that anymore.
Assume that can only mean Giorgio Tsoukalos. I'm gonna add 2 additional house rules to this just to spice things up a little. I'm not super familiar with like the vocabulary of Ancient Aliens, but if they're anything like other forms of pseudo-archaeology, we gotta add one in there for every time they say mainstream history, mainstream archaeology, etc. And of course, the final house rule is take a big swig if you see our boy Eric Von Daniken. I'm dedicating this to him, and so I think it's only fair that I gotta pour one out because he is the man behind the legend here. Let me write down my rules while my handwriting is still legible. All right, like, I think I'm ready. My drink of choice is this mysterious, completely unlabeled bottle. I have no idea what it is, but it came to me in a dream, and when I woke up in the morning, it was sitting there in my sink. This is a cider that was brewed by one of my buddies who does ciders with varietals of apple that they would have grown in like colonial era New England. So this is a pretty close parallel to what our founding fathers would have drank. If they could see me now, how horrified they would be at pretty much everything. But it will be our drink of choice for this. As you also may be aware, for anyone who has made or drank homebrewed alcohol, who fucking knows what it's gonna do? Maybe it's water, maybe it's absinthe. There's really only one way to find out. So I could finish this video.
Like there's a guy who I follow who makes like honey. I was about to say honey alcohol, but like I think that's called mead. Yeah. So there's a guy who like makes mead. So he makes it like he always like calculates, no like calculate, and like he figures out how much of like alcohol all of his meat has. So I'm pretty sure if his friend made it, he actually did like look into like how much alcohol there is, like the alcohol ratio. I'm pretty sure he checks, because like that's the way you can tell if the fermentation is done. You check like if the alcohol content is big enough, then your yeast have died basically, because they technically just poison the yeast themselves. So I'm pretty sure he knows how much alcohol it has. So I won't be worried about it too much.
Completely fine, or I may not be able to finish this video at all, and you will hear sirens. Wow, the founding fathers must have had some weird tastes, or really bad breath, rather. Okay, what the fuck are we doing here? What is this even streaming on? Where do we watch Ancient Aliens? You can find it on People. You can find it on Squeeble. You can find it on Grobus, but only if you have a Klingle subscription. Apple TV. Okay, so something that I didn't know is that there are like fucking 7 different Ancient Aliens series.
Okay.
There's Ancient Aliens, like Lost in New York, I don't know, and like Ancient Aliens, the Two Towers or something like that. Ancient Aliens 4 and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That works actually all too well. Now, from my brief peruse over the catalog, it seems as though Ancient Aliens is beginning to get to the point where it's really starting to run out of ideas, which is not shocking when the show has been running for 20 some odd seasons.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up finding Ancient Aliens Origins, which seems to be sort of like a boiled down like hit list of the best points that they've made in the last 76 years of airing this TV show. So I think we're going to just kick it off with that, and we're going to watch Ancient Aliens Origins, Season 1, Episode 1, Extraordinary Engineering. It's an hour and 23 minutes. I can't imagine...
Hello, thank you for following, man. We're reacting to Minute Man, and in the background I'm farming for... What is it called? Whatever. Ancestor modules, yes. Because we right now, if you play this game, if you do, there is a, what do you call it? A discount technique right now. So if you want to re-roll your ancestor module, you get it 50% off. So we are farming for as many ancestor module and as many superconducting units as I can, so that I can re-roll them and I can sell them off. Because I don't have the money to buy skins. So I'm going to do that. Yep. So if you just wanna even talk or anything, you can just like sit there and enjoy the video, the reaction, or just the background gameplay. If you somehow pay attention to like so many things at once, I can. I don't know. Maybe I have ADHD, but I'm not gonna self-diagnose myself. Right? But who knows? So let's just continue with the reaction.
How. And I'm gonna just go in completely blind, armed with a 5-rule drinking game and a bottle of alcohol that made George Washington's teeth fall out. Let's get right into it.
Okay, I don't know.
Why is this rated V for violent?
Because I don't really understand what is the difference between a cider and a mead. I get it. When you are making mead, you use honey. What is cider though? Like, how do you make cider? I don't even know how you do that. I guess you ferment fruits, I guess, if I had to guess. Because like I had drank some cider, but I never really understood, because they always, every single cider I have drank, they're always like a lemony. I don't know what that is. Okay, so mostly apples. Okay, so you just like ferment them, just throw them into the batch and you just like cook bitter into alcohol or something. I mean, yeah, the one that I have drank, I guess it was apple cider. So I have drank some of them, but they always feel so, how do you say, citrusy, citrusy. So there's like a lot of citrus in there. So I don't know, do you need citrus to ferment it or something? I don't know, whatever, I'm getting too much into it.
They're gonna beat the shit out of Giorgio Tsoukalos.
Ancient structures built with enormous stone blocks.
Yeah, too high, okay. I generally just separated the audio so that won't happen. But I can increase the audio even more. Okay, so let me know. Is it better now? Or yeah, this is like I have half the audio. I have half the audio, so I have this is better. I'm dying in the background. Yeah. So like I didn't previously I didn't have a separation between my audio and this, because right now I'm reacting right now and I'm also speaking. So it's like it's better to just like separate the audio so that like I can actually do this properly. By the way, in my desktop, the audio is completely different than the one in the stream, so that's why I kind of don't know what's going on. Okay, whatever. I'll go on tangents.
Solid granite, cut with laser-like precision, and accounts of astounding technological capability.
I'm gonna say right off the bat, this is gonna be really hard, guys. The benefit that I have with all the pseudo-archaeology stuff that I do watch is that it's not edited like reality TV show, but this is, and that makes it a lot worse.
What?
For nearly 2 decades, Ancient Aliens has traveled the globe.
Oh shit! Does that count as Giorgio being on screen twice or once? Oh, this is gonna be awful.
At this point, I feel.
I see why.
At this point, I genuinely feel like this guy just needs a reason to drink, because every single video I have seen, he's just drinking. Like every single one of them. You can go check his channel out. He's Minute Man. Just look at his channel. Every single video he makes a video, he's just drinking in there. Like, every single one of them. Like why? If you just need an excuse to drink, but you just drink.
People warned about drinking when the aliens guy appeared. I'll do that once.
Towering megalithic structures, mysterious artifacts.
Eric, woo, drink.
In a quest for evidence that might reveal the truth of our extraterrestrial origins.
Yo, we got the Dendera light. Honestly, drink if there's something that was in an episode of Awful Archaeology.
How cool is it to be able to look back 10, 11, 15 years ago of Ancient Aliens?
Hey, George.
We now have about 300 hours worth of content.
Yeah, it just goes to show you how much evidence there is for Ancient.
We have 300 hours of content and we cannot make anything else. So we are going to make you watch this whole thing again. Because that's what we do. Whatever, dude.
Astronaut theory.
It just goes to show how much bullshit I can speak.
Yeah.
It just goes to show that I don't shut up. What is that? That's Ancient Aliens theory. Should I say that? I guess I should drink for that.
I look back over.
Oh my God, he has a fucking Tolima fighter jet pin. George is
what does that even mean? What is a Telimo fighter jet? Wait a second, because I'm not really watching the video. Oh, that, okay.
Dude, oh my
That's a weird thing,
God. That's actually fucking swag, dude. That is so cool.
We have to wonder how they could stack 100-ton stones perfectly.
Yeah, and I'll
bet.
Okay, there was a thing about swag in my country, India. So like for some reason, I have no idea why. Like you know how in some Western countries they had a really big problem with like gaming. They were like gaming is satanic and stuff like that. In my country, for some reason, there was a singer named something. Okay, he was a singer basically. He was a really famous singer though. So he used to say swag a lot. So because of that, every single parent, for some reason, were like, you know what? No, swag is a demonic word. Like anybody who says swag is like worshipping Satan or something, which is so fucking. And I'm not saying it like it was just like a parents thing. It was on the news. They were like literally on the news trying to say tell parents that like be careful, your child must be using the word swag. They are like demonic entities and stuff like that. Even that guy, like the singer, he was like confronted by like a news source to like explain what swag means, which is so fucking hilarious.
Also has a Tolima fighter jet pin. Why did this guy not get one? I mean, I guess he has like the like Egyptian scarab beetle necklace. That's cool. Maybe that's like a sign of status or something. The other guys haven't earned that yet.
Scarab
yeah, no, look, by now it's clear that we've all aged like fine wine.
I hate to disagree, George. You've not aged like fine wine. You've aged like apple stock. The man is magnificent. He looks like he has spent a long time in high winds, and I respect that about him. Oh, we're going back to 2010.
Sites and quarries. Without such equipment, builders could never construct modern skyscrapers. Yet thousands of years.
Every single conspiracy video I see, they always say that we can't build it, we can't build it. Buddy, we have a whole fucking bridge that can hold 1 million cars. We have a dam that slows the rotation of our Earth. Like, come on, we can build it.
Years ago, ancient civilizations were accomplishing the same work while constructing their monuments and temples using massive stones.
I don't know if I would phrase it like that. The same work is not the same work. They're very impressive, but they are not skyscrapers.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
already a bad parallel, but I'm sure that that's going to be the only time that happens in this episode.
Did they cut these massive stone blocks with hammers, chisels, and copper wire?
Yes.
As mainstream archaeologists suggest.
Mainstream
Could they have
archaeologists.
lifted and transported them without a pulley system or the wheel? Or did
What? They did have the pulley system.
Or did ancient civilizations possess advanced technologies that have since been lost to science?
All right, I'm gonna do I say this every time I hear these people talk about, ancient high technology that's been lost to science, because I actually agree. I think that there is an ancient lost technology that ancient people have or had that helped them do this that we do not possess today.
Oh my God.
And that is the power of a well-organized and motivated community. If you put a
How's
large
that
group of
technology,
people
though?
with their mind to creating something magnificent to
That's more
withstand
for
the
resources,
test of
isn't it?
time and signify their civilization, they can literally move mountains. We don't have
Yeah,
that
that's
now.
true.
So we still achieve some pretty amazing things, but we do it with we got our supply chain and our equipment and our, subcontractors and all that. And don't get me wrong, we make some amazing stuff, but you gotta remember that when you were building these pyramids, it was like a monument to a god on earth. Like,
Religion,
you could
basically.
pretty much do
That's
anything
what
with a
we don't
labor
have now.
force motivated by something like that and just enough of them. So I don't know, that's the ancient lost technology. Big shocker, not
Yeah, so basically what you said is ancient lost technology is religiousness, like constant religiousness. Not constant, it's more like majority religiousness, I guess that's what he's saying. Because like, if a lot of people believe in it, they're gonna make something out of that religion. Basically that. It's kind of weird to say, but like I do understand what he means. He means like unity. That's what he means. I get it, but like technically not unity when it's just a religion,
lasers.
At Giza, you just don't have the pyramids. Linked to the pyramids are what Egyptologists call valley temples. It doesn't take a rocket engineer when you go there.
Why are the people in this tripped out? Who's this dude with the fucking fancy watch and the cardigan? And the scarf, a corduroy jacket? God damn, Robert. Drink every time one of these guys is iced the fuck up.
Okay.
Whereas the pyramids are built with blocks of 2 to 3 tons, these temples, which are minute compared to the pyramids, are built with blocks of 100 tons. Why would they want to use 100-ton
Oh,
blocks?
what is this accent?
It's like, okay, let's do something, but let's do it as difficult as we could possibly do it.
Yeah, that's the explanation, right, though? That's what people, do. That's, our whole thing. There's the quote about, going to the moon. We're going to the moon not because it's easy, but because it's hard. We could have just not gone to the moon. It would have been way easier than going to the moon, but we did it because that's what's driven our little monkey brains from, hitting rocks against each other to, streaming Ancient Aliens on people with a Google subscription. There's a lot of things that are done now that are done a lot more practically because, we have a society that functions differently, but you can find examples of people doing things that are really hard for pretty much no reason all over the place.
I have been really I've recently been looking into F1 and the amount of creativity that they have to just bend the rules. That it's not necessary, right? So all those companies that take part in F1, so Mercedes, Ferrari and stuff, you don't have to take part in it. You don't earn money from this. They don't earn money from it at all. They just it's all of it just for an innovation, straight up. It's just straight up innovation. They just try to find different ways to do different things. So yeah, I think companies still do stuff like that, but obviously there's not that many companies who do it. I think it's the car companies, they do it because I think the car companies are still run by people who love cars. Unlike gaming, trust me, most of them who make, who own gaming companies don't even play games, which is extremely sad. But at least the car companies are pretty good. God damn it. Oh shit, I pressed the wrong button.
Not that uncommon. It's kind of the way that our brains work.
The reason why I am convinced
Hey, George.
that sophisticated technology was utilized in these ancient rocks is because if we go to a stone quarry today and look at the scope of machinery required to accomplish similar things, those machines are huge.
There is one thing that these people, they will never tell you about this. Because like, yes, we have more sophisticated technology than them. Yes, we do. But the difference between them and us is like we can do it way faster than them. Just because they didn't have the technology doesn't mean they couldn't do it. They could do it, but it took longer. That's the thing. We made it more efficient. We didn't invent new technology. I mean, we technically did, but like we invented technology to make things faster, you know, just like nuclear reactors and stuff. Okay? In the end of the day, it doesn't matter how complex a nuclear reactor is, it is still just boiling water, you know? So that's something huge.
Yeah, and if you went back in time to look at the way that a wheat field was worked and you saw 1,000 people out there threshing it by hand, that doesn't look nearly as impressive as a modern combine going through a field, even though there's only one guy working that. It's because we've refined our efficiency and our technology. When you have a lot of people to throw at something, you can make that thing happen. Like, I don't know how to make that more clear. It's great to have all this technology now because you don't need as many people to do it. So that makes sense. We've accounted for less people working at one job with equipment that is capable of doing the work of more people.
Yeah, like, isn't that the point of technology? It's the fact that we make it efficient. That's what it is, right? The whole industrial revolution was because of that. So, like, at this point, they're not even like conspiracy theories. There's like straight up stupid people who are saying stupid things at this point.
What I have actually gathered over the years is information that seems to actually argue against that notion that they had simple tools.
What he found has proved to be both revolutionary and controversial.
I'll drink for controversial.
If you look at the Giza Plateau, they had to have had somebody on site who's saying, okay, I need a block this size, and then getting a block to them that size, stat, like immediately.
Wait, what? I feel like a lot of these people have just never worked a day of actual, like, labor in their life or have never met, like, there's supply chains for this shit. One, I don't think every block was like millimeter cut to order to fit in. And two, that's just like, that would be up to someone in a supply chain. They're standardizing the size of the blocks come in, maybe there's a place where all the blocks arrive, they measure all of them, they figure out where all of them are gonna go if there's discrepancies in size. The fact that this guy is, hi Lupin's ass, how's that? Is that nice? Thank you. It's just crazy to me that a guy can be like, I don't really get how the supply chain worked for...
There's one thing that I have seen him not talk about, because I think it's a pretty obvious thing, but they always forget that the building of the pyramids and all the stuff, it was a multi-generational employment opportunity, okay? So that's something they need to keep in mind, because they didn't start making it thinking about like, yeah, we're gonna make this in like, let's just say my lifetime. They knew it was going to take more than one lifetime, and they knew that if they start this project, they're gonna have like a constant, like, they would need, obviously, employees, let's just say that for now, because you know we all know it was not just employees, but they're gonna need employees for them for like multiple generations. So that is something that, you know, they need to talk about a bit more, because like in the end of the day it takes a lot of people, but it also technically provides them with opportunities as well.
A construction project, and therefore it must have been aliens.
While searching several miles north of Giza at Abu Ruwash, Dunn stumbled upon a clue when he spotted a granite block containing a deep cut.
The only way that they could have actually cut that thing was with a saw that was 35 feet in diameter.
How much is 35 feet for?
The idea that ancient Egyptians used giant saws provoked much resistance from mainstream archaeologists.
Mainstream archaeologists
was convinced.
As an ex-machinist, I look for tool marks. I look for them everywhere I go. And I could be accused of, well, you know, if you're going to look for something, you're probably going to find it because you're looking at it through a certain filter. accepted, I agree.
That was a very poor explanation of that. I don't know what we were supposed to be looking at that was a machine mark. That was like a guy saying that a thing was cut with a giant circular saw and kind of just, that was it. I didn't get any actual display of how that conclusion was drawn. I assume it's because it was slightly curved, so the implication is that it was like going into a giant wheel. A giant wheel is kind of interesting, though. I mean, other, cultures have used water power to power enormous, wheels and things. It'd be very hard to push a stone into a wheel, and I would imagine that the cutting power you get from a wheel would probably be even less than the power you could get off a large hand tool with people putting their backs into it. But I don't know. And I guess that's the whole point, because they kind of just plant a seed of like, hey, here's this thing, which is weird because I'm telling you it's weird. And the only explanation could possibly be this. Why? Not going to tell you. Let's move on to the next one.
There seems to be an impression on the side of Amun's buttock where it meets the bench, where there is an undercut. It was the slip of a tool. And therefore, it must have been a tool that was quite efficient.
Like, you couldn't have got a closer fucking picture of the thing you're talking about? They put like a YouTube arrow just pointing at his thigh, and they're like, yeah, you see this? That's evidence of ancient lost high technology.
Dunn also believes that the large depressions in the ground at Giza are not boat pits, as is claimed by mainstream archaeologists.
Oh my god, how many times am I going to say that, bro?
A sediment.
That were actually used to hold the 35-foot saws.
And that they ran the blocks through the saws before they put them in the Great Pyramid.
Okay, being totally for real, that's very cool. I don't know, I'm not saying whether or not I believe it, but at least it is something that is founded in like some form of reality. He is explaining something that people could reasonably create. It's big, but they're building pyramids, so I'm not surprised by that. He's not saying like lasers. So I don't know if I buy that. This might be some poor bastard that just got roped into Ancient Aliens because he has a theory that's slightly different than the mainstream paradigm. But
yeah, because this guy's theory was like so much grounded in reality. It's like they might have just had a big saw. Yeah, pretty realistic. They could just like add it to like a water wheel. The saw could like slowly cut through the granite, which with a little bit of help of the sand maybe. Yeah, pretty realistic, but yeah, and like you won't even see it because it's a metal saw, right? Like it's a copper saw, and copper, it degrades, it just mixes into the ground. So like, yeah, things like this is pretty interesting.
I think that's kind of cool, and actually does give some credit to Egyptians and is a neat theory for cutting of the stones. That one gets one thumbs up from Milo.
The 3 largest man-made stones in the world are found at the Temple of Jupiter at Baalbek in Lebanon. A nearby quarry contains an even bigger stone, known as the Stone of the Pregnant Woman.
What?
This giant rectangular block weighs an incredible 1,200 tons.
Wait. What does that being rectangular have to do anything with the name? What was that name, dude? Okay, maybe something near it, maybe? Who knows?
To move it today would take the strength of 21 heavy lift cranes.
All right, few things there. Baalbek, always talked about in a lot of the pseudo-archaeology world. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I have a great explanation of it. That's part of it. But it doesn't really matter that we don't know the exact means that they used to move it, because the one thing we know for sure is that they moved it. It is there. There's evidence that it was moved. So clearly they had something. And that's where kind of the question mark comes in. And it's fine to speculate about that question mark because we're trying to get to the bottom of it. We all want the same answer. But Occam's fucking razor. Like, we know how Michelangelo carved the statue of David, but if I was in like a post-apocalyptic world and I found that, I would think that you need like, some insane lost technology to do it when we know the files and sand grits and shit like that he used to create something so magnificent. So yeah, there's obviously a lot of ingenuity and engineering that went into moving these things that has been lost, but that does not mean that the most logical explanation is fucking aliens. Pseudoscience people also always go to this whole like moving massive rocks with modern technology and stuff like that. They always talk about how many cranes you would need to lift it. And I don't know if that's intentionally deceitful or not, because
it is intentional. It is 100% intentional. They want you to like think about stuff that we do so that you can like compare it with the past, and you maybe think like, okay, it needs 10, they are bad, so they don't have 1, So they might have something more advanced, because like they can think of it with like increased numbers, right? So let's just say we take 10 cranes to do something, right? So they know they didn't have 10 cranes, but they can think about it in a way that like they had 100 people. They always go to the other extreme. They're like, okay, they must have one extremely big high technology crane for some reason. I don't know why they think like this, but like that's how they think for some reason.
The worst possible way to move a heavy stone is by lifting it.
Yeah,
imagine you're making a patio or something and you got like 20 bags of fucking Quikrete, and each one of those things is pretty heavy. Think about which one would be easier, picking up the bags and carrying them over, or you and a buddy put like a ratchet strap.
There's like even more relatable way to like think about this. Just like imagine you're moving your sofa around, right? So every time you're gonna move your sofa, let's just say you're moving it from just a little bit, you just want to nudge your sofa a bit. Imagine every time you want to nudge your sofa, rather than actually dragging it, you lift it up with your like 5 or 6 friends every single time. So that, what, just lift it up to the left a bit, lift it up to the right a bit, like what?
Wrap around the bottom of the pallet and just drag the thing across the yard. Yeah, I get it would get caught in the dirt and the grass and stuff, but my point is, it is way more efficient to drag an enormous weight than lift it off the ground. That's the weird thing that they always say with the pyramids, where they're like, how did they lift the Queen's Chamber stone? It's like 300 feet off the ground or whatever. It's like, well, they didn't lift it there. They built the pyramid up to that point and dragged that enormous stone up there like they did with everything else and put it on top.
We're supposed to accept that the people who built the pyramid.
Damn it, he's dripped out. Drink.
The wheel, did not have the pulley, did not have iron. In fact, they had nothing. With brutal
They had nothing.
manpower and pieces of strings.
They had no sticks, they had nothing.
Oh my
They didn't know how to
god.
drag
Do you
stuff.
hear yourself, bro? Holy shit. They were nothing. They just had brute manpower and pieces of strings. Yo, they built the pyramids, dog. Why do you have to be such a dick?
How did prehistoric civilizations cut such intricately designed patterns in solid granite?
Slowly. Next question.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Oh my
it,
god.
actually.
Jesus, we're 10 minutes
Wait,
into this.
I'll save
Holy
you.
fuck.
Palm Springs, California. Master stonemason and
Bakersfield, California. Modesto, California. Nexus of ancient alien civilizations. Palm Springs, California. Landing site of the gay aliens.
such as diamond-tipped wires and polishers enable him to fashion works of art out of huge granite blocks obtained from nearby quarries.
I already see where they're going with this. And the difference between what he's doing here and what ancient people did is that he can do it really fucking fast because he has power tools. You could do any of this with fucking manual labor if you took the time to learn how to do it and didn't have soft fucking hands.
Yet even with these high-tech tools,
You always insult them, because like, yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it? It kind of makes sense that these people, they have never actually worked like hard labor in their life, so that's why they think that all of this is so impossible. But when you actually do it, you know that yeah, it is possible if you just do it for long enough and you just have enough people. So he always like insults them with like the soft hands and stuff, because they know, because he knows that's the kind of insult they're gonna feel bad about. So if you look at his content, like when he's not talking about something this mainstream, when he's just talking about like a random TikToker, right, or things that he's hot shit. So when he says stuff like, yeah, obviously you don't know, obviously you wouldn't know how they did it. You have soft hands. The people who like who he is replying to, they get so mad because they know, because he knows that that's the kind of people they are who are going to be insulted by stuff like this.
Hopkins cannot replicate what ancient civilizations accomplished thousands of years ago.
That is 100% bullshit. That is 100% bullshit. You could absolutely...
Brother, everything they have said by now is 100% bullshit. Like, why are you so... like, why is this one so different?
Absolutely replicate what they did hundreds of years ago. Maybe he just really sucks at his job. I don't know.
The precision on some of the work that I've seen is just incredible. It's possible to do by hand, but
There you go. That's it. The guy that works with stone, Roger Hopkins, subtext stone sculptor, said it's possible to do by hand. Whatever the but that follows doesn't fucking matter, because the people who built these structures didn't have power tools. They were master artisans and skilled craftspeople. No one has those skills today, not because it's like lost laser technology, but because we now have tools that have made those skills and those practices obsolete.
But it take an incredible amount of time.
See,
plus you.
The only guy when they hire a guy who actually works, who actually like works in masonry and stuff, he says the exact same thing that every single one is saying. Like, yeah, it is possible. You just need a lot of people and you need a lot of time. And how would they have that much time? They did. They had that much time and that much people. They just had that much people. So basically, it's just possible.
You have to have years of experience to be able to pull it off.
Yes, that's literally what I'm saying, bro. Wow, I can't believe they even included that soundbite. Like anyone listening to that,
like
should be able to immediately tell that it's like, well, then anything they say here is like beyond speculation.
In my opinion, the most tangible pieces of evidence that we have regarding possible extraterrestrial technology is when we look.
This is totally possible to do with hand tools. It would just take a really long time. What do you have to say to that, Giorgio? Well, my opinion, nah, I don't think so.
We ourselves today could not replicate what our ancestors allegedly accomplished with stonemasonry.
I don't know why they say that so much.
Imagine saying this in front of the stonemason. He's like, yeah, we cannot do this. Like these people, these stupid ass people, you see them? They are not skilled enough. They can do this. We need alien technology. You're looking at this stonemason right now? Yeah, this exact stonemason who's sitting beside me, yeah, he can do it.
Gotta go on like the bingo card too. We could not replicate today.
Puma Punku is a large temple complex located on a high plateau in Bolivia.
That's nice.
The people who lived here had neither a written language nor the wheel. Yet somehow, they built one of the world's most complex structures.
How did they do it with no profit incentive? I need a snack. Cookie.
Ancient.
How did they did it without increasing shareholder value? How is that possible?
Alien theorists view Puma Punku.
There it is, ancient alien theorists view. Ooh. It does not mix well with cookie.
But the fact that
okay, why did I pause it?
The stones as such are of such tremendous design that it requires concepts of mathematics which are far beyond anything we are actually using right now. Yet somehow in the past.
That's absolute bullshit.
What about these rocks requires a knowledge of mathematics that we don't have now? Motherfucker, we have a telescope in space that can see the light of a galaxy warping around like its own gravity. I promise you that we can understand these fucking rocks, dude. Jesus.
Somebody has made that for a specific purpose, and in a way which even computer programs today would kind of go, how is this possible?
What the fuck is he talking about?
These rocks are so complicated, even a computer doesn't know how to do it. Have you ever, like, a CNC machine, a fucking CNC machine. Like they can machine like metal down to like fractions of a fucking millimeter.
I used to watch this as a kid, like with straight face. I used to watch this when I was a child, with straight, like focus in there. Like I knew they were bullshitting, but it was interesting to watch it. Okay, it was interesting to me. Right now, it's funny to me. It's a good thing that when I was a kid and I watched this, I didn't believe them because I was like, there's no way ancient aliens, like aliens are not a thing. But I have to imagine there must be like some kids who are like, yeah, this is it, this is the truth.
With a computer. I saw this video once, Jesus, this is like hanging out with Milo at a bar. I saw this fucking video once where a guy had like machined like a hole through a piece, like a metal cylinder, and made like another cylinder that fit inside it. It was all very exhilarating, honestly. But the point is, they were so perfectly machined that one could not be put inside the other because of the air pressure in them. Like it was so perfectly cut that the air wouldn't be able to come out to let the rod drop into the hole, you know? So if you're telling me that we have technology that can do that bullshit just for fun for some guy on fucking Instagram reels, I promise you we could make those rocks. I got my cylinder stuck in a rock. It is imperative the cylinder remains unharmed.
Well, that's a wild reference.
Are over 40 to 50 tons each.
By the way, I'm pretty sure most of you know the reference, but for somebody who doesn't know the reference, it is he's referencing a Reddit post about a guy who said like, I have my cylinder stuck in another hollow cylinder, and it is imperative that the cylinder that is stuck in the hollow one remain unharmed. And I'm pretty sure you can guess what that cylinder is.
What can you tell us about this?
Boy, they had their stone cutting abilities, you know, pretty well fine-tuned for 5,000 years old.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
It's almost unbelievable.
Almost. It's almost unbelievable. You know what we call that? We call that pretty believable. That's another way of phrasing that. Glass half full kind of situation, you know?
I mean, it would be difficult for us with our equipment to get that kind of precision.
Difficult, but not impossible, I would imagine. Have you just gone to like a fucking like garden center? You ever go to fucking Mahoney's garden?
Like, I don't know when they made that show, but like if they made it before AI or like after AI. But okay, when I say AI, I'm not talking about generative AI, okay, like actual machine learning, I'm talking about that. So right now when you try to precision machine some stuff, you know, there is like highly trained models that like precisely know what to cut, what temperature to use for what metal, everything. So we can do extreme precision right now because of AI. So which is a good thing, which is a good use of AI as well. So we can do it. We can do it way easier. Like even you can do it because like all of this is pre-made. Because like once the AI is trained, you don't have to do much. You can just like plug and play that shit basically. So it is way easier right now.
Is that too regional? Is Mahoney's garden nationwide? Fuck yeah. Brighton, Chelmsford, Concord, Falmouth, Osterville, Tewkesbury, Winchester. Never mind, that is a hyper-local analogy. Mahoney's garden shout out. If you know, you know. Okay, Mahoney's or not, I'm sure you have a garden center nearby. You ever just like gone into the part where they have fucking bird baths and, you know, like little stone angels and shit like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I guess a lot of those are made out of cement, but a lot of them are also carved. Again, I'm not like calling it easy. I don't have the skills to do it, but I would imagine that if your job is to cut stone with power tools, you could make this. Like, in the comments, if you're someone that's done stuff like this, tell me. Correct me if I'm wrong. Would it be hard to cut a stone with modern fucking equipment? If that's their whole pitch here, that they had to have something on...
Okay, so I have talked to some people like that actually. So in my village, where I actually come from, there are a lot of like stone cutters and a lot of like carpenters who make like intricate patterns on stone and wood. The one who do that in stone, they don't have like extremely like modern technology. When I say that by that technology, I'm not talking about like lasers. Yeah, I am talking about lasers actually. So you know, there's like laser gravings and all that. They don't have that. They don't have that there. They have like some of them don't even have like power drills. They still like do it with like saw and stuff. So yeah, it is difficult. It is difficult, but you know, it's more of like a hobby thing for them.
With modern equipment to cut these stones, it shouldn't be hard to do with modern equipment either. It should be fucking easy.
It's really not.
Rah!
Okay, by the way, there's a funny thing about this. Like, okay, it's funny or sad, I don't know. It depends how you look at the world. So what happened in my country, India, is like the government was providing the turning wheel for pottery, right? You know, if you know what pottery is, obviously you know, but like in pottery, basically you use a wheel that like turns, right? So when the wheel turns, you use the pottery stuff. I know I'm pretty sure you know all of it. So they were providing electric pottery for them, right? And like for the people who like make pottery, like free ones. So but the problem is the people who are using the traditional the traditional wheels, basically you have to like manually move them with your hands. So when they got it for like free, they obviously tried to use it, but their knowledge is not that good when it comes to technology, so they couldn't figure out like how to make this work, how to set the rotation properly. So they thought like this is useless. Like they were like making reels about it in Insta. Like this is useless. Like probably they asked their like children or something, because like to make the reels. And I'm pretty sure the children also, they don't like care about it that much. It is a dying art, right? So the kids don't really know how to use that either. So all of them thought like, yeah, this is a useless piece of object that the government is giving out for free because it doesn't work, when it actually does. So that's a pretty sad thing, to be honest. Like, yeah, like some people do have pride when it comes to using like traditional ways to make things. Just I think Japan has a lot of that. They have a lot of like, people appreciate when like somebody uses like a traditional way of making soy sauce, let's say that. But in like it's a good thing, but like you still need to know how to do the modern way. Basically you still need to know how to do it in a modern way, for if you want to like scale it up in the end, because inflation is not gonna go away.
Let's talk a little bit about inside boxes.
Ooh, I was afraid you were going to.
Now we're talking, George. Now we are. Let's talk a little bit about inside boxes. I need another drink for that, though. You got to make it to the 15-minute mark before George starts telling you what you really want to know.
Use what they have, these computer-driven CNC machines, which have diamond tips, and you have a template that the computer follows, and even then, it may not come out as perfect.
What?
What? That's even better.
Oh my god. Like
Also, why didn't they try and make that shape to demonstrate the difference? Probably because this one would look, the CNC machine one would look a lot better. Or it's because it isn't possible.
Because even though you can tell that obviously this piece broke off, nowhere in here can you see any imperfection.
I'm not gonna fall.
It's like, and by the way, when you're there, if you go with your finger over these edges and you put a little bit of pressure on your fingertip, you can cut yourself. This is how sharp the edges are.
That's how a knife is made? What? Do you think ancient people didn't have knives? Buddy, we have been using knives even before we made houses. Like, what?
Hate pulling the I don't believe it card, because that's what these guys do all the time, but I'm most of the way through this, so I think I can do it. George, I don't believe you. George, you're a liar, and you will spend an eternity on this ship. Like, I feel like you even need a particularly sharp knife to, like, push your finger onto it and cut yourself. Like, a dull blade, you could put a decent amount of pressure on and not hurt yourself.
There actually are ancient Incan legends that suggest that they had the capability of softening the stone. At Sacsayhuaman, for example, we find these gigantic stone blocks, gigantic stone walls.
Been there, drink.
Where it looks as if those stones were molten, put into place, and then the stone...
They said this all, by the way. Looks as if. They don't have any proof. They're not saying it like, yeah, this is how it is. They're like, it looks like it. To me, it looks like it. All of them say this. Every single conspiracy theory you see, they're going to say stuff like that.
Hardened again.
Oh, that was good. That was a good pseudo-archaeology 1-2 punch. There's an ancient legend that says this, and it looks like. Are we going to talk about, chemically testing the rocks to see if there's any evidence of that? No, of course not. Because all we need to know is there's a legend that I've chosen to interpret in this way, and man, it really looks like it, and that's what I want to believe.
Yeah, it looks like it. What else do you want, man?
Several hundred miles north of Pumapunku, Machu Picchu sits high atop the Peruvian
Been
Andes.
there too, drink.
I can't help but think that whoever was behind this thought the process through from beginning to end. They didn't quarry the rock and then decide how the heck are we going to transport this. They knew from beginning to end what needed to be done.
Whoever was making construction knew how construction worked. They had a plan. Like, yeah, no shit. You don't start just randomly making a house. You have to plan everything. What kind of like? How is this like? Am I supposed to think like this is unbelievable? Oh my god, they had plans? What? How is that possible?
With
This
whatever
is so
techniques and
weird.
technology they were going to use, so that this was no big deal.
You should talk to that guy earlier who didn't understand supply chains. I have a feeling that this very meticulous city was planned from the beginning. Yeah, fucking probably, dog. What does that have to do with aliens?
Based on his experience,
That's so weird.
Mike Dunn
Old people, ancient people, they didn't know what planning was. Planning had been like invented by aliens actually. Before this, we didn't know how to plan stuff.
believes the simplest way to build the Great Walls of Machu Picchu would have been to transport small rocks to the site, then melt them, and use molds to fashion the exact size and shape needed.
Oh god.
I'm glad that he thinks that. That's excellent. That's excellent for him. It's a lot less believable than the giant spinning saw. I feel like that is both cool and at least
Yeah, it is
partly
plausible, actually.
believable. The molten rock thing I don't highly believe, but I agree. That's a logical line of thought. If you had technology that could melt and cast stone, it would be a lot easier to transport a lot of little rocks than really large ones. So why don't you prove what sort of technology they used to do this? The fundamental evidence, the foundational evidence wouldn't be, I think this. It would be, here is evidence of how this was possible and evidence that it was done here.
I have a stone torch, which I use for sometimes shaping granite. And I mean, it generates a temperature of in excess of 3,000 degrees. 3,000 degrees.
Stone into glass?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I really feel like the stonemason guy is someone that they interviewed and they just took all of his sound bites really out of context. Like, it doesn't sound like he's actually arguing for this. It sounds like that was an indignant response of him being like, dude, do you have any idea how much energy that would take? And they clipped it and put it in such a way that it sounds like he's saying, and it's amazing they could generate that much energy.
There's only two possibilities then. Either God did it, which we really don't think happened.
Oh, whoa, curveball.
Some high-tech civilization from another planet came and showed them how to do it. Then took their materials and tools and went back
That
home.
is the same shit, bro. That's like the same shit.
None of these ancient monuments that were constructed or manufactured by extraterrestrials.
Wasn't there like, okay, there was one thing that I actually used to believe when it comes to the ancient aliens. The thing about like gods, right? Like the flying saucer and stuff. So in a lot of religions, there are like flying stuff in there. Cause like when I was a kid, I really used to believe on that, actually. Because like I thought like, yeah, if God exists, probably an alien. That's what I used to think. I don't really think about that anymore much, but
It was us, humans, who built it with extraterrestrial technology.
It's entirely possible. I love when every time they've shown the Pumapunku, you can watch it on Pumapunku with a People subscription. Every time they've shown the every time they've shown the Pumapunku stones, since Giorgio said the thing about pressing on it too hard and cutting yourself, I've been looking at the edges and it's just killing me every time. That looks like it would be actually quite pleasant to rub yourself on.
What?
There must have been thousands of ancient structures made of mud and
Oh, we're back in the studio. Fucking 20-minute mark. Good lord.
But when you build with stone, that's for the ages.
And stone is much harder to work with and build structures, especially megalithic.
Stone is much harder to work with. Goddamn, bro. Take it easy. Guy can't spend fucking 10 minutes in a room with Giorgio Tsoukalos without thrusting a little, you know?
Were transported in many cases from miles and miles away.
Yeah, and that is one of the smoking guns of the ancient astronaut theory. Transportation and also the stonework. I mean, some of the stonework is so perfect, you can't even put a dollar bill in between the fittings.
brother, I can make a stone structure that you cannot insert a dollar bill into. Do you know how I would do that? I would place a rock and then I would place another rock on top of it. There you go.
He said the thing. I go to that wall in my garden. You can't even fit a debit card between it. It's crazy how all the rocks aren't slightly levitating off of each other. What the fuck? Give me fucking something. We're doing prop comedy now, bitches. Okay, if anyone ever asks you, can I have $1?
Can I have $1? Actually, yeah.
Here. $20. $20 probably won't fit between it though, because it's bigger.
Yeah.
If anyone ever asks you,
like I know like blind people need to like recognize which dollar they're picking up. So is there like braille in there, or is it like do they realize it with the size of the thickness? Because I heard like somewhere, I think it's for like coins or something. Like some blind people can recognize if the dollar they're paying is like correct because of the thickness of it. But I guess like coins and the coins and the bills are pretty different actually. So whatever. Okay, wall crash again. Let's do this.
dude, why do you keep all those bricks in your kitchen? Show them this video. See, it comes in handy sometimes, guys. All right, Giorgio, you fucking smart ass. Let's have a look at this. We got 2 bricks stacked on top of each other.
Oh my God.
Can you fit $1 between them?
Explain this. It's actually gonna explain this.
Fuck. You can't fit a fucking $1 between them because they're stacked on top of each other. I'll keep trying. I swear to God, I'm not just trying to make this difficult. Like, look. Oh, I can get a little under there. And then watch. Cool. Now it's fucking stuck because they're fucking bricks stacked on top of each other. The other one people always say is a credit card. Honey, I swear I'm not gonna fuck up one of your cards. So you go and you fit a fucking... Well, fucking no shit, you can't fit a credit card between them. Why would you be able to fit a credit card between them? Guys, I don't say this lightly. Atlantis. I know. I already see the chat blowing up. Chill the fuck out for a second. I'm walking closer to the camera. That's how you know this is serious. So I wanted to give a little update here, and that is that.
By the way, he said Atlantis because like there is a guy in his comments who like always says it doesn't matter like what the video is about. He always comments, well, that's a weird way to say Atlantis because I think he wants him to make a video about Atlantis. Like those conspiracy, but I'm not really sure.
I'm working on it, and I have finally some updates coming. I see you guys asking about it constantly. Correction. I can't miss you guys asking about it constantly. And believe me, there's no one on earth who wants to get that video done more than myself. Because I love Awful Archaeology. It is my favorite series I've ever done, and I want nothing more than to get back to actually making it. But I've dug my grave, I'm gonna fucking lie in it. I am not doing another episode until Atlantis is done. So I am finally putting together my schedule for how Atlantis is going to come out and the exact details so that you guys actually have something to go off. I'm still formulating it because I don't want to make more promises I can't fucking keep, but to give myself enough time, I decided I'm gonna tie in the announcement for what's happening with Atlantis with this year's episode of the Uncut Vermont podcast, the annual April Fool's video. So get ready for that, mark your calendars, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. In the meantime, since I'm sure we've all been missing Awful Archaeology, I wanna show you something that is very, very nice.
Oh, no,
check this out. How do you hold a poster open?
Nice.
Check that out. We got a fucking Awful Archaeology poster, baby. You guys know I absolutely love the style of like old maps and like infographics and things like that. And so we decided to do this in kind of the style of like a 50s classroom educational poster, one of those cool like screen print.
I've never seen him sponsored by anything. He's just like, oh my God, what? Just look at this amount. That's insanity. That's 50 as well. Oh my God, just look at this. Okay.
Things, and this is every single artifact that we have talked about in Awful Archaeology so far. Each one contains a little blurb written by...
Yeah, what I was saying is like, he never takes like sponsors from any company, I think. Because I don't even remember the last time I saw him take a sponsorship. Whenever he makes like a sponsor segment, it's always like something that he made. So, which is really admirable, to be honest.
yours truly, explaining a little bit about what it is, as well as hand-done illustrations by my wonderful partner Zaboski. It's got all your favorite or least favorite things that we've talked about, as well as a little Easter egg hidden in there that some of you may find, and is available now on the shop, miniminiteman.com, or in the description. As all of you know, I don't do any sponsorships on this channel, which is stupid of me because an account of my size could be raking in literally like tens of thousands of dollars off of shelling out to some fucking VPN company. But frankly, you guys know my convictions, and I would never be able to live with myself if I did that. So I understand we still have to make our bag, and so I want to do that by putting beautiful things out into the world that you guys will appreciate, instead of shelling out for some evil corporate overlords. The proceeds of all of the merch go to keeping the channel running, paying the team, and a percentage cut even goes to the artist that created it, as part of my pledge to work with artists in a world where, you know, art is valued less now than ever. Oh, I totally forgot. Awful Archaeology stickers as well. I already took a couple of these off, as you can see, but I put them on my water bottle. We got the Dendera light on there. Everyone also always talks about that sticker, which I see why it's the best sticker I have. We got the little Oldaway man up there. Look at that, 2 skulls next to each other. Awesome, love the Offspring. So if you want to support the channel and get some cool swag to decorate your apartment, your house, or your water bottle, then click on that there link in the description. Go ahead, do it right now so that you don't forget later. It'll be open in another tab when you're done watching this video. I'm waiting. Thank you all again for your support. It means the world to me and helps us do what we do here. And again, April 1st, there's gonna be info about what the fuck is happening with Atlantis. So stay tuned.
April? Isn't it?
Okay, back to it.
The Inca established their capital city of Cusco, which thrived for over 300 years. At an elevation of more than 12,000 feet, looms the ancient fortress of Sacsayhuaman.
Drink, I've been there.
Whose immense stone walls may hold secrets which predate the Inca themselves.
My feeling, very strong feeling, is that we're looking at a
oh my God!
construction site in
Look who it is!
Who is that?
It's Grandma! Oh, fuck! Papa made an
Grandpa?
appearance. I mean, this is gospel.
Science be damned.
Fuck! What? Why am I even looking into any of this? I didn't know that it had his endorsement. They should have just fucking said that at the beginning. Man, you know what that is? That's a finish your drink. Of course. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's making the Graham Hancock in the room feel a little better. New rule. Graham Hancock agrees. Fuck. Graham Hancock appears, finish your drink, open another drink, finish that one too. Author, Underworld, the mysterious origins of civilization.
That's a good thing, right?
Author, Horsecock.
According to conventional archaeology,
That's mainstream enough.
culture built the older sections of the site approximately 1,000 years ago. But the Inca themselves believed the site was constructed by an earlier unnamed race of people, led by a powerful god, Descendant.
Hey, yo, we got the unnamed race of people. It wasn't just a different group, it was a different race. A more civilized white race, potentially. From the stars.
I want to say it was a slip of the mouth when they wanted to say civilization.
They didn't actually say white. I'm putting words in their mouth. That always weirds me out though, whenever they go race. Like, you didn't have to phrase it like that. You could just say a different group, another civilization, another culture.
Throughout time, there has been witness to a god named Viracocha that visited the South American people and blessed them and gave them all types of technology. And
oh, so we're believing in God now. Okay, heathens. Jesus, who is this guy?
Some of his physical characteristics make him stand out from the indigenous population because he was a very tall, pale-skinned, white-haired being.
It's actually doing racist now.
They didn't actually say white. I'm putting words in their mouth.
His name was Ben, and he was from Colorado.
Yeah.
So
His name was Ben, and he was a bud tender from Boulder. His name.
Ben, and he's opening a brewery in Boulder, Colorado.
His name was Ben, and he's in an open relationship. His name is Ben, and he wants to know if you'll join his polycule. Where the fuck is my cat? Let me smell you. Why won't you let me smell you? No one ever lets me smell them anymore. Come here, Schminky. We're learning about the lost white civilizing race.
Leave the kitten alone.
But did this god Viracocha actually exist? Could he have been as ancient?
I know you want me to.
These jokes just write themselves. I was like, here I am. I'm gonna Mystery Science Theater an episode of fucking Ancient Aliens, and they're funnier than I am. God damn it.
As ancient astronaut theorists suggest, a visitor from an alien world. If so, it might help to explain just how the ancient site was constructed.
It takes about 10 to 20 men to move a 1-ton rock. So when you're talking hundreds of tons, you're talking...
Like their founder looks like KSI, you know? Like there's a conspiracy theories where there is like a founder who they came from somewhere. I don't know the name of it, but the only thing I remember is like that founder. He looks like KSI. That's all I remember. Okay, done.
Talking thousands of men.
There you go. Looks like we got it, guys. Fucking figured it out. There's this interesting video I saw a little while ago of, I think it was, you know, like the Ohio State Highway Department or something like that, building a new highway overpass bridge. And what they did was they built the entire bridge span next to the existing bridge, and then in one night, they demolished the old bridge and slid the new bridge into place to reduce the amount of time the bridge had to be closed for. And the way that they did that was not only with machinery, but by literally lubricating the ground with Dawn dish soap to decrease friction and make the giant bridge span move a lot quicker, so they needed a lot less energy for it.
Why not lube though? Isn't like lubricant like that's the point of lubricants, right? Like they're supposed to make it more slippery. So shouldn't that what they should use? I don't know, man.
And that's one of the theories that I heard when I was in Peru about how they moved these giant stones, where obviously you could brute force one of these things with a few thousand people, and I'm sure they did use a few thousand people, but the Incans used llama fat all over the place. They used llama fat mixed with dirt as sort of like the mortar between the stones at Ollantaytambo. If you run your finger between it and go like this, you can still feel like the oil on your fingers. And like any fat, it's slippery. So one of the theories is that what they would do is they would get fats and oils and things like that and literally like lubricate the grass and the ground in front of where these stones were. They were still immensely heavy and you needed thousands of people to move them, but if you can reduce the friction between a massive object and the surface it's sliding across, it's a lot easier. It's a work smarter, not harder. So it's a really good example of an actual potential lost technology. Something like that would not...
I guess if you add sand to it and then you make it a bit, basically you add fat and you add sand. I guess this is supposed to be a bit easier because like it can roll over the sand and what do you call it? And the fat will make the friction a bit less. So yeah, I can see it.
Really leave any actual evidence behind other than maybe a spoken memory, which is long lost. Not brought to them by aliens, not brought to them by a fucking white blonde guy from the sky, but learned themselves because they were fucking adapted to their environment.
Talk about granite, you're talking about a composition of feldspar, mica, and quartz. So you need diamond to actually braid it or cut it. We would use diamond.
We would use diamond. You know, that's the only way you could do it, really, is with diamond. You can cut something with something of the same fucking hardness. That's how they did it in Egypt. The copper functioned like paper in sandpaper. The paper is just a structure that is used to rub the aggregate onto the material, and that does the cutting.
Together with blocks of stone weighing 50 or 100 tons.
Graham's back. Drink.
Cut and shaped like...
This is also kind of crazy, because Graham Hancock does so much work to try and separate himself from Ancient Aliens theory. Like, he desperately wants people to not think that he believes in ancient aliens. And I don't necessarily think that he does. I'm not arguing for that. But it's crazy that he's been on episodes of Ancient Aliens. I feel like if it wasn't something that you at least somewhat subscribed to, you probably wouldn't go on it. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. They've got real archaeologists on it because they chop them out of context. Either way, weird that Graham's on here.
If you look at the style the Sacsayhuaman wall was built, the blocks look as if they've been molded like putty.
Looks like.
If you can mold stone into place, then all of a sudden, as crazy as this sounds, it makes more sense because there is no mortar that has been used.
The Andes is the longest mountain range in the world, and that's because there's a fault where everything is crushing together and it's pushing the Andes Mountains up. And with that comes massive tectonic activity where things are breaking and moving and shaking and breaking. And so the Incans and every other culture that's lived in this area knew that. And so mortar really is only so effective. You can only use it in some small places. I mentioned the mortar earlier for the Ollantaytambo terraces, and those terraces were just farming terraces. There wasn't like homes on them or anything, so it wasn't super important. But if you use mortar as a key part of your construction, it runs the risk of falling apart in an earthquake. So these giant stones are a very elaborate solution. So yeah, it's really impressive and really cool. And the reason they don't have mortar is because they don't fucking need mortar. And mortar doesn't work in this environment. It's people that have become adapted to this place over literally thousands of years.
According to local legend, a bird was responsible for the seamless construction.
According to
Legends
local
say
legend, a bird. So the bird was responsible for the construction. But let me guess, because the bird is flying, that means it's those primitive savages' way of viewing an alien spaceship.
The winged creature carried a powerful chemical in its beak.
Napalm.
A substance capable of melting stone.
Sacsayhuaman means
that's what they want to say.
The head of the falcon. Falcon's head. But maybe it was some falcon.
Oh, I can't take the fucking pan flute music seriously. Like, I get it, okay? If I made, like, a video in a certain part of the world, I would probably try and use music from the area. But, I don't know, in Ancient Aliens, it just has a bit of a... It's got a weird vibe to it. It's got a weird vibe to it, you know?
Or maybe some bird people who could connect with the place.
But is it possible, as ancient astronaut theorists suggest, that the mythical bird might actually have been a spacecraft?
There it is! He said
by
the thing!
alien visitors known to the locals as Space Brothers.
Believe it or not, my academic research is not coming from the bottom of this bottle, so don't take this as scripture. But I'm not entirely sure how we know the dates of, you know, the Incan imperial style found at Ollantaytambo or at Sacsayhuaman and stuff like that. I trust it is in line with the Incan timeline. We can look into that. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that those Incan imperial stones that you see at Sacsayhuaman are actually something that was built from a previous culture, a previous race. That just means that whatever group that was had the technology to do it. And therefore, it would make a lot of sense that the Incans would look upon that construction just like Giorgio would, and be like, wow, how the hell did they do that? And so they probably also would have come up with their own theories, which are literally exactly what they are doing here. These Ancient Aliens folks really crack me up because they think they're at like the pinnacle of civilization where like, with all that we've discovered today, the conclusions we're drawing here are founded in some sort of reality. But it's like, dude, for as long as humanity has existed, we have been attributing things we don't understand to fucking gods and, you know, beings from the stars and supernaturalia of, you know, varying degrees. So it's really funny to think that if the Incans truly didn't build those things, they made their own oral history to explain it, and then, you know, Ancient Aliens theorists today quote it as though it's scripture, when really it's just two groups of people that didn't know how it was done. That's very bizarre.
I don't discount human ingenuity, but that type of engineering that we still can't duplicate today must raise a flag for further consideration.
We still can't do it today, guys.
It's almost extraterrestrial in a sense. Someone had to have taught them these techniques.
All right, guys, pop quiz. I want you to imagine you've been teleported back in time to this site and you have to recreate those walls. How do you do it? Here's how I would do it. I would use clay and I would make a model and I would do it on the ground. I don't know how big, but I would make all of the stones that I want. And then, because we clearly have a reasonable understanding of math and geometry, I would use all of the little stones that have already been measured and fit together in a malleable, easy way to scale up and make the big stones. Let's say an inch equals a foot or something like that. You could measure the base of the stone, it's 3 inches, so you know that's gonna be 3 feet. And then the top of the stone is 12 inches, so that's gonna be 12 feet. And you use that as a model with measurements to cut the stones to shape. And then when you assemble all of it, you have the fucking thing exactly like you made it in clay, a malleable substance. It wasn't like they just went into this and were like, I don't know, cut a stone with a weird shape and then we'll just kind of look at it and see if we can find something that fits in. Like, oh my God. There is a way to do this smarter, not harder. And they're just not, like, it's just not clicking with you that I'm standing on business.
There is no other place like Pumapunku.
It's interesting to see how those blocks fit together so perfectly in the past, but today, the blocks are scattered all over that location.
Yeah, but even in ruins...
Yeah, but back in the day, you couldn't have fit a dollar bill between them.
It is clear that that place was an incredible ancient piece of magnificent engineering.
It looks like complete shit now, but back in the day, I mean, it was probably put together so well it could only be explained with aliens.
Here, 45 miles west of La Paz, isolated high in the Andes Mountains, lie the mysterious ancient ruins of Pumapunku. Mainstream scientists believe the site.
Oh my God! How many
mainstream scientists drink.
The site was originally constructed about 2,000 years ago. But in 1945, archaeologist Arthur Poznansky proposed that Pumapunku was much, much older.
Who is Arthur Poznansky? This is called Google debunking, guys. You should give it a try sometime. Pumapunku. What? Poznansky. Arthur Poznansky. How do you spell that shit? Ah, yes. He developed a hyperbolic narrative of Tiwanaku as the cradle of American man and tirelessly promoted it in Europe and the Americas. Like many pioneers, he was not trained as an archaeologist. His theories were based on little concrete information, but he defended them with invaluable passion. His theories were strongly influenced by intellectual trends he lived through and participated in, including racist anthropology.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, that sounds like he's the kind of guy who we should take as an authority figure in pretty much fucking everything.
By examining the structures and what he believed were their original alignment with the stars, he dated the ruins to 15,000 BC.
Dated by looking at their alignment with the stars. Graham Hancock, you don't have an original bone in your body. For anyone watching with no background in archaeology, you may be able to feel your hair stand up in the back of your neck when you hear stuff like that. And you'd be correct in assuming that dating something based on its alignment with the stars is complete bullshit. Absolute bullshit. There is not a fucking lick of logic or scientific basis behind that. That is just not even, it's just not even. It's not even.
We have had some circumstantial dating, but we have been unable to date the stones of Pumapunku themselves. They could be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years old. We don't know.
They could be thousands. They could be hundreds of thousands. Fuck it. They could be millions of years old. We don't know fucking anything. Scientists are stupid and it was all aliens. It is amazing the shit that they can get away with in these like pseudo-archaeology documentaries with just saying like, I don't know, fucking might be. Like, yeah, I guess technically you're not wrong. It could have been built by aliens. It's just overwhelmingly unlikely that it wasn't. But when you phrase it like that, it makes your brain go like, well, it could have been built with, you know, thousands of people and a lot of energy, and it could have been built by aliens. Both of those theories have the same amount of weight behind them because they both could be.
How did these structures get built? We're talking about
radio host. We got a fucking AM radio host on here. Come on, Giorgio. You couldn't find just like a fan to come on and, you know, go beast mode? Jesus. Ufology truly is the greatest interdisciplinary of all professions. I don't know if I'd call it a profession. But you could be anything. You can be a radio host. You can be an Austrian. You can be anything and be a ufologist.
Mainstream scholars believe
that's when you come in and actually
the andesite blocks found at Pumapunku were formed by hand with primitive stone tools.
Were formed by hand by these stupid, ignorant, pathetic savages.
But some researchers point to the intricate stonework as evidence of the use of advanced precision technology.
You can achieve right angles and smooth fucking surfaces with like fucking aggregate. You can sand this shit down. Have these people ever just like rubbed rocks together? Like it will tend towards being smooth. You can, dude.
Technology.
One of the amazing things here at Puma Punku is the precision of the blocks.
Look at that. I'm be real, it's a very good 90-degree angle. I'm not discounting that at all. Super impressive. But the editors throw a little screenshot of this on screen. You can see him wobbling the square. It's not like a perfect 90-degree. If he puts the black part down on the top, the bottom part is slightly off because it's not a perfect fucking angle. It's really close. I'm not discrediting it. It's really good. It takes skilled craftspeople to make something like this. But if their whole thing is like, it is literally perfect and can only be done with lasers, it's not fucking perfect.
You can see with
Look
this
at how
block
much
of
it's
granite
wobbling. There's
that it's
light
really
shining
been cut
underneath it, bro.
very
God,
accurate.
Come on.
Look at how shitty that looks. Dude,
like imagine,
you didn't watch this footage back when you were there and be like, fuck, we should find another stone, or like, you know, at least I can fudge it so people don't see that it's coming off the rock. The whole point of that square is to be a perfect 90. If it's coming off, it means it's not a 90. Jesus. As the fucking, you know, ethnologists of the late 1800s did, as moving on a gradient from primitive and savage to civilized and technologically advanced, when that is not how it fucking works. As much as I love, you know, Sid Meier's Civilization, history does not move through the gradient of technology. That's just not how it happens. But you are literally looking at mountains of evidence that they did have the technology to fucking do it. You never question how the fucking Colosseum was built. You never question how the fucking Parthenon was built. But you sure as shit question how this was built. Again, I want to underscore that I am not calling people who believe in this theory, who promote this theory, who are interested in this theory, racist. But you can see how theories like this, just like many other ancient history theories, have this weird undertone of racism. It's just so weird, bro. It's so fucking weird. Why y'all gotta be like that?
The most interesting and unusual stones.
Bro is out here wearing the fucking Indiana Jones hat, just like brushing a rock. Hey Google, what do archaeologists do?
Each of these small drill holes are basically
they look at rocks and shit.
Evenly spaced.
Okay, all right, Jesus Christ, fucking Indy, let me show you how you do that. Oh, gee, here's a really large rock. I want to put drill holes at the same distance. How could I possibly go about doing something like this? I suppose this would be completely impossible without a fucking, whatever that is, a micrometer, micrometer, if you will. Oh wait, I have a brilliant idea. Hey, Dave, hand me that stick. Thanks, Dave. That's really nice of you. Awesome. Fuck. There we go. Look at that. I want all of the fucking holes to be this far apart. Hey, Dave, can you hand me that pebble off the ground? Thank you. I will now put this fucking stick on the rock and mark each end, and then move the stick and mark it again. And would you look at that? The whole fucking rock has evenly spaced marks across the whole thing. And now I can take a dowel and fucking aggregate and drill a hole really slowly on each one of those points. Boom, fucking done. Jesus. Experimental archaeology in your own living room. Who needs 2 bricks and $20 when you got 1 fucking chopstick?
And how anyone could think that primitive human beings could have done this. You know, it's just crazy.
Dude, shut the fuck up. Get out of here with that. I mean, look around you at the evidence. Do you see anything that would suggest these people knew anything beyond ooga booga banging rocks together? Ooh. Eric, I would like to apologize. I swear I'm doing this in your honor. You are genuinely an inspiration for what I do today. I do not take my crash out in vain, okay? This crash out is, it's the yin to your yang, you know?
But if otherworldly technology was used at Puma Punku, where is the proof?
See, this racism part is really scary because, like, even I as a child, I didn't believe in obviously the alien and stuff, but I did believe kinda into the fact that like they were savages and stuff like this. And whenever like they were clearly were not, you know, they were like normal people doing normal shit. Like as technology advanced, their environment would allow them to be. But this is kind of like something you understand once you like know more about history, know more about like the world, rather than your own. So that is really like what you call it. a dangerous theory, actually. Oh my god.
Bro, that's what I'm asking. That's it. Are you going to answer? Please do.
In Danville, Illinois, machinist and toolmaker Chris Nunn has put the Puma Punku stone through the ultimate cutting test, using both laser technology and a modern diamond saw. Though age has worn the surface of the ancient example, the comparison reveals distinct differences.
There we go.
You've got vitrification on the laser cut side, and then of course you've got circular tool marks on the side cut with the diamond saw, and then whatever tool they used to cut the ancient surface must have been a different method.
Okay. That's good. I'm glad they didn't try and say it was one of those. It wasn't the saw or the fucking melting. But fucking aggregate. But fucking aggregate, dude.
Do you think it's possible that some type of a diamond precision tool was used on the old surface?
Listen, the thing about diamond precision tool and stuff like that is like, in the end of the day, the diamond precision tool he's talking about, it just does what they used to do, basically, right? Because they used to use sand as a aggregate. We use diamonds because, you know, we know how to make diamonds now. It's as simple as that. It's not that complicated. It's the same method. It's the exact same method. Just the tools we use have just upgraded. It's as simple as that. We used to use sand, now you use diamond. It's not that difficult to understand.
But because it was such a long time ago that over time the surface became a bit more rough, and we're talking 10 or even 15,000 years ago.
That is a reasonable speculation.
In what sense is that reasonable?
The chains of logic are just delightful, truly delightful. I gotta say, I fucking love Giorgio. I know I'm crashing out over this because that's like what I do here, but like, you know, my lifelong goal is to smoke a fucking fat one with Giorgio. That's all I want out of this life. Giorgio, get in touch. Let's fucking do it sometime, all right? We could make a collab for the centuries. Can you think of how mutually beneficial it would be if you and I sat down in front of a camera together? Exactly.
Whatever machinery it is that they had was able, with amazing accuracy, to replicate one after another. That's very sophisticated.
Yeah, it's an ingenious way of building a...
All right. I don't think we should be trusting these guys to tell us that this level of precision is evidence that all of these blocks were cut from the same mold. Because once again, you can remake nearly identical copies of the same thing with very simple technology. Let's say the middle of the fucking H block is this length. I'm bringing my broken chopstick back. You go around to all the fucking stonemasons, you say, yo, fucking Chris from Boulder. This is how big the middle of the H is supposed to be. Let me mark it for you. And then he says, that's awesome. Do you want to join my polycule? I need a fucking, okay, you know what? I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there. Video number 35 million that Milo, you know, is going to promise that someday will get made. Are you a stonemason in the greater New England area?
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt the video, but like, if you are playing this build, there is a certain cadence you can press this with that it will like fix. See, now it is like a perfect loop. But if you fuck that up, it's not a perfect loop anymore. I don't know how that happens.
Email me if you think that you could offer some insight in shit like this, because I would love nothing more than to meet like an actual stonemason who works with stone and can demonstrate how shit like this can be done with hand tools, because I guarantee you that it fucking can. So I've been yearning for a video where I can be like, this is how this is done, but I don't have the skills to do it, which is these guys clearly don't either. So if you are a stonemason, if you know a stonemason, if you have, you know, share this video with some fucking guy that does it online. I don't know. Let me know. I would love to do a video showing how to do a fucking right
well, I'll figure it out.
Angle with hand tools, or make something fucking flat.
After years of research, mainstream archaeologists have said the massive stones were hewn at quarries over 60 miles away and then rolled to Puma Punku on logs.
Yeah, see?
what nobody talks about is the irrefutable fact that we are at an altitude of 12,800 feet, which means we are above the natural tree line.
All right, George, riddle me this. If this was built 2,000 years ago, the climate was different 2,000 years ago. So maybe there would be trees. But putting that aside, let's just assume that there's no fucking trees. Dead stop, full stop. Wouldn't he be surprised? Not saying he's wrong. If you're making wooden rollers, do you think you're gonna make a goddamn 60-mile long road of wooden rollers to roll the fucking stone there? No, you're gonna have like a handful of wooden rollers and you're gonna be moving it and putting the rollers in front. And if the stone is originating from a quarry 60 miles away, you don't need to cut the goddamn rollers up where the fucking building site is. You cut the rollers close to the fucking quarry and you put the things in front of it and you roll the thing up there and some poor bastards drag their asses back to roll the fucking next ones.
Would have required some kind of super technology.
Super technology.
Levitation and anti-gravity. Huge lifting vehicles. Something that ancient aliens would have had.
It's like they have like a original influencer voice.
It's just one of those things. It's just one of those days. How do you fucking know what aliens have? If I stopped every time I had to say something, I'd be here for years. This is literally the thing that I always say about pseudoarchaeology. Pseudoarchaeology is always at an advantage to actual archaeology because it is so easy to say some bullshit and it takes so much more time to undo it. It takes one idiot to throw a stone into a lake and 10 wise men to get it back.
To make these almost exactly the same, it's almost like a Lego system of interconnecting blocks, and that is unique on this Earth.
But that doesn't mean that it was built by aliens. There was just a quality control guy that went around and was like, fucking Chris, the goddamn H block needs to be this big. I've shown you 12 times, and no, for Christ's sake, I don't want to join your fucking polycule.
Many of the blocks were prefabricated blocks.
Eric!
Prefabricated blocks means...
Eric, this one's for you. Ah, the sky's blue. Eric is smiling down at us. Rest easy, my friend, rest easy.
That Puma Punku are the ruins of temples made by the Aymara. Aymara are the highland Indians up there. But the Aymara were Stone Age people. They had not even writing.
Oh, Eric, you're putting me in a tricky position here, my friend. I don't want to dance, seem like I'm dancing on your grave. So I need to be very careful with my words here. Eric is an older gentleman, as you can see, even at this time. And so I will give him some slack. But once again, he is falling into the exact same trap of they were a primitive Stone Age people who didn't even have writing. That's because technology does not work like that. It is not a linear progression as the sort of Eurocentric worldview would have one think. Y'all, I'm gonna be totally honest. We are halfway through this episode, and I have just finished my second cider, and I don't think I can get through the rest of this. Not because I don't want to and because I can't get more shit-faced. I always can. But I don't need to give my editors 8 hours of footage 2 weeks before we need a video out. So I think I'm going to call it here. And I may pick this up. I may pick this back up because I'm invested. I'm invested in Giorgio's hair. If you want to see me finish this episode, let me know. I would be more than happy to. But for now, I'm gonna go drink some water, and I'll hand it back over to Milo in the studio. I don't know what I was thinking, that was something that I could do entirely in one sitting. That was really awful. But I'm a man of my word. I'm gonna finish the episode. I just need to sleep it off. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you could leave an interaction. Comments, likes, shares, and all that good stuff helps boost the video in the algorithm, and it doesn't cost you a cent. Ad revenue is what keeps the channel going and allows me to continue making this content for free here on YouTube. Your interactions help more people see it, which allows me to continue making it for free. Like I always say, it's like tipping the bellhop. I also want to give a big thank you you to everyone watching at the live premiere, Sunday nights, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hi,
If you
everybody.
wanna go check his content,
Hi, everybody. How's it going? And of course, a
random
massive thank you to my editorial team. I may be
Let's
the
talk
one in
about
front of the
the
camera, but
Atlantis
they are
area.
the only reason these videos look half decent. Each one of these videos represents hundreds of hours of work between about 10 different people, and they are the true beating heart of this team. So join me in giving them a big thank you. Also, for our 3 million subscriber special, I want to do a bit of a meet the team because there's a lot of new people that you guys have never met before. Give everyone a chance to, get on camera for a second. So if you have any questions that you would want to ask the team, drop that in the comments. And lastly, if you want to support the channel directly and get some beautiful swag to decorate your house or apartment, head on over to the store and grab a poster, grab some stickers. We got pins, we got all kinds of fun stuff. Like I said, all the proceeds go to helping keep the channel alive and are split with the actual artist. Myself and the rest of the team are very grateful for any and all purchases. Like I said, it helps keep the channel running and also means that we don't have to take shitty sponsorships. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. My name is Milo Rossi. Remember to stay curious, stay inquisitive, and most importantly, you can stream it on Papatuku and with a Crumble subscription. Wow, Crumble like the cookie? You're telling me I crumbled this cookie?
Hey, what's up, guys? Today, this is Mini Minuteman, and I'm here with Schminky.
Car.
This is
Car.
Ruben and Schminky.
Have car.
Now kiss. Now kiss.
It's on Peepoo. You can find it on Dongus. Find it on Peener. You can find it on Pungus. You can stream it on Pungus. You can throw it back, crazy style, on Pungus. Take it back now, y'all. Crisscross TV with a Crumbus subscription. Only with the Platinum Extension subscription. Plungle TV bundle. Dude, Plungle TV, you can find it on Plungle. It's streaming now on Plungle, yeah. If you get the edition, the Plungle Platinum edition, the Plungle bundle.
What is it?
Yeah, you can only watch it with the Plungle bundle. Rather fascinating and like something that would reasonably be creatable by actual people. Fellas, why don't we have alcoholic milk yet? It's 2026. Where's the alcoholic milk? Kahlua. Yeah. Don't they ferment yak milk in like Mongolia or something? Who up fermenting the yak milk? Who's trying to get the yak milk fermented? High-pitched whine. WebMD, what does that mean? House or your water bottle. Head on down to the description. Did one of these buttons just fall off? How did that even happen? Bro, I didn't even do anything, dog. I tried to fit my girlfriend between 2 bricks. God damn it, there's little fragments of bamboo all over the couch. One of these things is gonna impale my leg and I'm gonna get fucking sepsis.
This is we doing random shit now, this one, huh? But to be honest, I enjoyed the video. And to be honest, I do like Ancient Aliens because there's some nostalgia there, some nostalgia bit there. So that's why I do like them a bit, but they were problematic, not gonna lie. They were a bit problematic. So, oh well. Maybe if it releases the Atlantis one, we would look at that someday. But for now, I guess this is it, huh? And I think this is the only one I want to do. After this, I think I'm going to end the stream as well. There we go. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then we're going to move to Albion. I think the Blue Beetle is supposed to be ready by now. I think so. And if it is, I am going to start another Blue Beetle and then we are going to end the stream. No, actually, that's not what's going to happen. I'm going to go and collect some collectibles. That's what's going to happen. Because I have a lot of coins. I want to use them. See, there we go. You have the Blue Beetle. Now let's go to the gun and search Blue Beetle again. This is the last one. The next time I join, we will be building our Blue Beetle. There we go. The next stream we will be building Blue Beetle, and I hope Wall crasher would be a bit easier after that. Let's re-roll. There are 2 of them left. Let's re-roll them. Okay, skill cooldown, skill cost, and skill critical hit damage. Non-attribute, singular, duration. I need a duration. I don't need anything else. And max HP is pretty bad. I don't want to sacrifice max HP for duration because that won't make any sense. So this is better. Let's just do it one more time. Dimension, skill critical hit damage is fine. If duration was pretty good with this, I would understand. But duration is not that much. This is still better. Let's go to this one. Okay, can't do it. I can't do it. Skill duration, we have some skill durations. Damage and skill power. It's fine, who gives a shit about that? Skill critical hit damage, okay, so what do I have? I have one with skill cost, dimension, and skill critical hit damage. Pretty good. Skill critical hit damage and skill cost. This one is actually really good, actually. Like it reduces skill cost and skill critical hit damage. Singular skill, who gives a shit about singular as well? So it's a pretty. This one is a pretty good one. This is pretty good one. So this is a good one. So we have crit damage and skill cost done. So cooldown with skill critical hit damage would be cooldown is something that is we need, I think. Yeah, this one is not that good. This one is okay. Maybe I'll sell this one. Because like dimension is okay, you know what? This one is for the alt build. This one you can use this or do we have non-attribute one? You have skill cooldown, skill critical hit damage. Okay, maybe I'll sell this actually. This one, I think this one you can use for your massacre build because it has some critical hit damage, it has skill cost, and it has skill dimension modifier. This has some duration in there, which is something I need, but if it was golden, that would be better. But I'm still looking for at least a gold or a red skill duration. We'll see what happens. This one is pretty bad actually, so I'm probably gonna sell this for like 20 because max HP is a pretty bad one. This one is pretty good because just it has like skill critical damage. Okay, so this one I have to be 25 for this, which sucks, but hey, it's good. It's not that bad. Skill cost is pretty good as well. So I think this is the best one I have for her ult. This is the best one for her massacre build. A duration would be better though. Like a duration. Okay, wait a second. So we do have actually duration. Okay, you know what? This is for massacre actually. This one is good for massacre. This one is kinda useless. I can sell this one. I can sell this one. I'm gonna use this one until I am 25. Then I'm going to sell this one. So this one I might sell. Skill critical hit damage, skill duration, and yep, this one is for my massacre build. Actually, I'm gonna keep this for massacre build. Okay, let's just roll it 2 times. And so I have, let me just like remember this properly so I don't fuck it up again. I have one for my ult build. We have a ult and we have a massacre. We have ult replacement, ult replacement, and a massacre one. We have all 3. Ult replacement, and massacre. We don't have a duration one yet. A good duration one. That's a straight up duration. So I'm going to roll this twice, but I won't go for ult anymore because we already have one. We have this. I'm not going to farm for anything else. This is good enough. So do I have cooldown on this or do I have cost? Which one is it? No, it's nothing. Okay, it's fine. We can do a cooldown later, it's fine. Don't really mind that much. Okay, let's go to here because I don't know where the other guy is. I have no idea. I'm sure he's supposed to be in two places, but I just know he's here. I don't know where else he is. So exchange collectible coins. I have a lot actually. I have 10,000. Should I buy one? Because I don't like this. It doesn't look that good. Yeah, let's just buy this one. Why not? I think I'll get one of these as well. Yeah, good enough. Purchase collectibles. Yeah, you have to save this one. You use this to buy stuff. I have 10,000 of them. That's insane. God, there are gonna be so many of them. Okay. I think I have everything, right? At this point, I must. There we go. We have all the duplicates one. These are supposed to be duplicate as well, I think. But whatever. Okay, that's it, 2000. Okay. I thought I would get more, but it's fine. What is it? No, I don't know which is mine. There we are. Okay, I'm still using this one. Let's change it to this. Yep. Now that looks sick, doesn't it? Hmm. Oh yeah, I want to test out the new thing I bought. Let me just sit down. Okay, that's nice, I guess. I don't think so. That's not what I want to do. I want to check what this is. You know? Yes, there we go. Cylinder lounge doors. Quick nap. No, she can just like sleep here, okay? Yeah, why not? Let's just leave it to that. So just play music in this, okay? What can you do?
It's nice to feel carefree and relaxed.
We have reading, we have cube, and we have this. Yeah, there are like 2 or 3 ones for the bed ones, huh? Nothing. I don't have any figures, so ignore that. No, that's not what I wanted to do. That's for a figure as well. That's for a figure as well. You can keep stuff here. I don't want to, it's fine. I think I have it somewhere. Yeah, I have it here. That's why. These two are just there, chilling out. Oh my god. What else is left? A lot of them actually. Yeah, looks good enough. See, I do have an extra blue one. So like, how about you dismantle collectibles? The one that I have extra. No, this is actually extra. To 4,000. I can get nothing actually. No, it's fine. Where do I even place here though? Yeah, I have every single one of them. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to place, unfortunately. Where do you even place here though? Yeah, everything is done. I see. It seems to me. Oh well. Let's move to Albion. Okay, that is it for today. Bye bye.